Hello everyone, so we're back here at the house getting ready to extract. I'm going to show you how I extracted for 8 years before I bought my Hilco. So this is a 3/6 extractor. It does 3 deep frames or 6 medium or shallow frames. It's from Man Lake. When I bought all my equipment, this came with it. It's pretty good. And then I use these 5-gallon elastic top strainers. Most people use it for paint, but I use it for the bees here and the honey. Put it in my bucket like that, and I'm just going to quickly decap the honey into here, the frames into here, and then put them in the extractor. And the next time we'll use the new decapping tank, but this is just a quick demonstration. So okay, so I found the knife I like to use. Apparently it's a knife we use all the time, but it's just a bread knife. It's long and it can fit the frames here. So what I do is I just balance this on here for now, and I just cut down into the wax. You can see a little bit of honey come out there, and I just go right along the frame. The nice thing about using this is it's just long enough that I can get the cappings and go along the frame at the same time. Now, if you don't have your cappings out far enough, then you have to use another tool, and I'll get to that in just a second. So this is real close, the way the cappings are. But the nice thing with the bread knife is it's a little bit flexible. I'd prefer one to be a couple inches longer, so I can get in here better. This one is just going to have to do the job today. Now I got the other tool. So it's this spindle here that has a little poke, and will poke all the holes. You just roll right across. Poke all the holes in here. You have to go over it a couple times. You want to make sure all the holes are poked to get the honey out. Because if you don't get it, then the honey will not come out. So that's that side. We'll go on to this side. Get this last little section here. Okay. I'll just set that right there. Got my extractor open. Drop this down in here. This is what they call a tangential extractor, which means you spin one side out, and then you got to flip the frames over and do the other side. That's why I bought the Hilco extractor. It's a radial extractor, so I don't have to flip the frames. And I'll show you how that works on another video. Right now, I'm just going to go down this way. Beetle on this one. Alright, that's good for that side. Go down this side. Just got to do a small cutting motion. Usually I put a tarp down, but since this is just a small demonstration, I am just going to wash the floor when I'm done. Oh, getting a little too deep into the frame, that's okay. Then they also have this pick device here that you can use, and a lot of people just pick the cappings off like this. You just go little by little. So it's your different ways that you can extract your honey. And then some people just take the whole frame and take all the wax and they crush it, which I don't like to do that, because I want to save this comb so the bees can use it again next year and the year after. And you get a couple years of comb use out of it. So I got both sides of that done. I'm going to put this one in. Rotate that one more time. And the last frame, this one looks like it's fully capped and extended out beyond the comb or the frame, so that should make it pretty easy to cut off here. Slight angle, and then you can see, and I kind of tilt my frame, tilting it towards the camera, so as I cut down, the wax is falling towards the bucket. Kind of drag the bottom there. Let's slice. I get better at slicing there. There we go. You can see how I gouged this out a little bit by not slicing. And when you do a lot of frames, this can get kind of messy. So this side doesn't seem like it's drawn out as far, but I'm still going to try to cut it. So I'd rather get the cut it open. All right. There's that. I'm going to use the roller. Just roll this open. Finish with this. You can see how that's done. I'll be back with you in just a minute as we extract. Okay, so I got all 3 frames in the extractor here. And we'll just start spinning it and get it extracted. You start out slow. And make sure you stay balanced. I'm going to have to stand on this side. So I'm just going to have you pause here for a second. Okay, so the key to when you're extracting with a manual extractor, slow and steady as you spin the comb. And you can see this this is a wax foundation or plastic foundation that the bees drew out, and it's pretty well pulled out. You can see right here where I missed cutting the comb out, but that's okay. And it's just so clean when you use the foundation, the wax foundation or the plastic foundation when you extract. When you use the wax foundation, sometimes you get your hive to blow out. This was a nice old frame, so the wax is a little more sturdy. It's got drone comb on it, so when the bees filled it up with honey, they did a pretty good job, and it held up real well. And then I missed another spot right here, and a little bit on this side here, as you can see. But you can see how clean that is. Just slow and steady. If you get too fast, you will blow the comb out, and then you just wasted your comb, and your bees have to redraw that next year. This way, when you put it back in the hive, there's some pollen on this frame here, but that did not come out. The wax came out real nice. It's okay to leave a little honey on here. All I'm going to do is I'm going to stick this outside and let the bees clean it up. So, let's see what kind of weight we get out of this honey. Hold on one second here, we'll start draining the tank. Okay, before I start draining the honey here, I forgot that I wanted to test the honey. I have a refractometer here. I got it off of Amazon. Like most people nowadays, you can order anything off Amazon. I got a little honey here from the side. It dripped on the table. So you just put it over your lens like that. Close it off, get all your air bubbles out, and you look through this little lens here, and I'm running right at 18%. If I can get close enough to get that on camera, and you can see what I was seeing there. It's like right at 18%, and I like to be more 17%, but if it's 18 or lower, I'm happy with it. So I don't have to do any dehumidifying. Sometimes you can dehumidify beforehand, sometimes you can dehumidify afterwards. I prefer to do it beforehand if possible. It goes a lot quicker. And if I have to do that, I'll show you how I do it. But right now, we'll get this honey drained into the bucket here so we can start straining out the wax. One thing I forgot to mention, when you are extracting honey, make sure your honey gates are closed, that this wing nut is fastened. Otherwise, you might end up with honey all over your floor. Luckily, I caught mine early enough the one time I did it that I didn't end up with a huge mess. But then I just drain the honey out of here. You can see it coming out. It's usually got some wax bits in it from the frame. I just tilt this forward to get more honey out. I want to run it right through the strainer. Since I got wax cappings down below, I don't want to have to restrain through that, but I will have some of that going through there. Actually, I probably should have used my honey strainer that I specifically bought for this, but it's okay. You can see how dark that honey is. Some chunks of wax coming out there. Strain it out of the extractor. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you on the next video. Bee Loft by Lip Tack. I'm David, and see you the next time.